I never thought a quiet afternoon in the office could change everything. Until Tyler leaned close, his voice barely a whisper. I wanted to tell you this for weeks. His words sent a shiver down my spine. My heart was racing, my thoughts scattered, and suddenly, the office felt impossibly small and impossibly intimate. Tyler confessed, and in that instant, I realized nothing between us would ever be the same. The office was nearly empty, the hum of computers and distant chatter fading into the background. It was the quietest part of the afternoon, the golden sunlight streaming through the blinds, casting long stripes across the floor. I had just finished reviewing some reports when I noticed Tyler standing near the window, his silhouette perfectly outlined by the sunlight. His white shirt caught the light, and the contrast with my black shirt felt almost symbolic. Him radiant, me shadowed, yet somehow perfectly complementing each other. I tried to focus on my screen, on the numbers and charts, but I couldn't. I could feel his gaze on me. Though I dared not look up, my pulse was a rapid drumbeat in my chest. Something in the way he shifted, the slight curl of his fingers, the subtle lean of his shoulders, told me he wasn't just standing there casually. He was waiting. "Hey!" he said softly, and even that single word made my chest tighten. I looked up and our eyes met. The intensity of his gaze made me forget how to breathe. There was an unspoken electricity in the room, a pull that I had been sensing for weeks but had stubbornly ignored. "Hey!" I replied, my voice barely above a whisper. He stepped closer, the distance between us shrinking with every heartbeat. I could smell the faint scent of his cologne, warm and intoxicating, and it wrapped around me like a comforting, dangerous embrace. I knew, even before he spoke, what was coming. "I've been meaning to tell you something," Tyler murmured, leaning closer, his lips just inches from my ear. The heat from his body seeped into mine, and I realized I was trembling. "What is it?" I managed to ask, my throat dry, my mind hazy. His hand lightly brushed mine as it rested on the edge of my desk. The contact sent an electric shiver through me. I like you. I've liked you for a long time, more than just as a coworker." The words hit me like a jolt of lightning. I wanted to laugh in disbelief, but my heart was hammering too hard. I wanted to run, to deny it, to say it was impossible. But every part of me was drawn to him, to this confession, to the tension that had been building silently between us. "You like me?" I asked, my voice trembling, betraying my own excitement. He nodded, a soft smile tugging at his lips. "I can't hide it anymore. Not when I'm around you. Not when you make me feel like this." I swallowed hard, taking a step closer. The office felt like it had shrunk, leaving just the two of us, suspended in this moment. I think I feel the same way," I admitted, my hand brushing against his. His eyes lit up, a mixture of relief, joy, and desire. "You do." "I do," I whispered, closing the final distance between us. His hands found my shoulders, and I felt his warmth, his presence, grounding me, pulling me into a new world I hadn't dared to imagine. When our lips met for the first time, it was gentle, exploratory, a slow dance of hesitation and longing. Every second stretched into an eternity. His lips were soft against mine, but the intensity of the moment made my body hum with awareness. I hadn't known the office could feel so intimate, so dangerous, and yet so right. We pulled back just slightly, our foreheads touching, breath mingling, hearts pounding in unison. I could see the unspoken questions in his eyes, the ones that mirrored my own. How long had this been waiting to happen? How much longer could we resist? "I wanted this for so long," Tyler whispered, his hands cupping my face, thumbs brushing my cheeks. "Me too," I admitted, and the words were like a key turning in a lock, opening something between us that had been tightly sealed. We laughed softly, a shared breathless chuckle that broke the tension but didn't diminish it. Every touch, every look, every whispered word was charged with new electricity, a connection that had been building silently, patiently, waiting for this moment. As the afternoon light shifted and the shadows grew longer, we explored this newfound closeness. His hand traced a line of my jaw, fingertips brushing lightly over my collarbone. I leaned into him, feeling the warmth and strength of his presence. The office, once mundane and professional, had become a private universe for just the two of us, filled with unspoken desires and secret confessions. I could feel the tension in my body easing, replaced by a warmth I hadn't anticipated. His lips found mine again, this time with more urgency, more intent. I responded in kind, letting myself be drawn in, letting myself feel everything I had denied for so long. Hours seemed to pass in minutes. Our hands explored cautiously at first, then with more confidence. Every accidental brush, every gentle touch, felt like a revelation. We weren't just coworkers anymore. We were two people discovering each other, unraveling the quiet tension that had defined our days. At one point, we moved to the window, the city lights beginning to twinkle as evening approached. Tyler pulled me close, resting his forehead against mine. "I don't want this moment to end," he murmured. "Neither do I," I replied, feeling the truth of the words in every fiber of my being. We stayed there, wrapped in each other, hands intertwined, hearts racing. Every small movement, every whispered confession, made the office feel like the most intimate place in the world. The fear of being caught, the thrill of secrecy, only heightened the intensity of our connection. As night fell and the office grew quiet, we reluctantly pulled apart, just enough to look into each other's eyes. "We'll figure out," Tyler said softly, a promise and a question in his tone. "I know we will," I whispered, and the certainty in my voice surprised even me. We shared one final, lingering kiss before gathering our things, each touch, each glance heavy with meaning. The world outside the office might never understand this connection, but we did. And for the first time, I felt free to feel, free to love, free to be with him. Walking side by side out of the office, hands brushing, shoulders touching, I realized that Tyler's confession hadn't just changed our afternoon, it had changed everything. And as we stepped into the night together, I knew that nothing would ever feel the same again. From that moment on, every day in the office carried a new weight, a new excitement. Every glance, every brush of hands, every whispered word was infused with the memory of that confession, that first kiss, that first acknowledgement of what we had been hiding from ourselves and the world. And I wouldn't have it any other way.